Hi guys, welcome back to Mama SOJ vlog. How you guys doing? If you are new here, you are welcome, and if you are returning subscriber, God bless you as you always come back to watch my video. My people not be smart, you know, and I'm not seeing a different news now they land from my table. And as the news they come, that's why they carry and come here to come share with Una. For today's video, I'm going to watch out together with Una. All right, my people, we could go watch the video to see what really the apple for inside the video, my people.
Electoral Commission INEC yesterday came out strongly to defend the election of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in the February 25 election, saying alleged infractions not substantial enough to nullify the exercise. INEC, which responded to petitions by People's Democratic Party (PDP) and its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, argued that the same 25% in 24 states constitutional requirements that apply to the 36 states of the Federation apply to the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), insisting therefore that Tinubu won the election. In the petition filed by its lead counsel, Mr. Abubakar Mahmood, INEC, while intervening in the controversy that trailed the alleged abuse of the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS), stated that the machine was not designed for real-time results transmission for collation purposes. Mahmood added that INEC's results viewing portal (IREV) was not designed and intended for collation of results either. Award-winning writer and renowned novelist Chimamanda Adichie yesterday ramped up her criticism of the conduct of the 2023 presidential election, maintaining that President Muhammadu Buhari and the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, blew the chance to emerge the new heroes of Nigeria's fledgling democracy. The novelist also noted that while Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka still has her respect, the playwright's assessment of the poll was incorrect. Adichie maintained that INEC's excuse that there were technical glitches in real-time uploading of presidential election results was unbelievable, insisting that it was done on purpose to manipulate the outcome of the election. She pointed out that one of the most glaring evidences of the manipulation of the poll were mutilated election sheets and polling unit agents publicly speaking about how results from the polling units were different from official announcements. Well, Dr. Abati, INEC has responded to the petitions made by parties to the Election Tribunal, and of course yesterday on prime time we had Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie on the show with her comments there. Your thoughts on this?
Okay, a basic principle in any legal matter is that you must hear the other side for purpose of justice, balance, equity, and the principle is called audi alteram partem. You must hear the other side. So it is to be expected that INEC, having been joined as a respondent in the petition by the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi, would file its own response. And it's not only INEC that has filed a response. The APC and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of that party, declared president-elect, also filed a response to that petition. But the one, that you introduce is the response of INEC. And INEC, through Mahmood SAN, its counsel, in responding, has said that, look, the prayers, the reliefs sought by the Labour Party should not be granted by the court, to the extent that they are, in the view of INEC, nebulous, anachronistic, academic, vague, ungrantable, unsustainable, very robust, very, long delivery of adjectives there coming from Mahmood SAN in the response. And what are these, grounds of petition by the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi? One, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not validly elected, and did not have the majority number of votes cast in that election conducted on February 25. Two, that Shetima, is, running mate, had a double nomination, one for a senatorial seat and then the other one for the presidential race, which would seem to be a violation, or which is, a violation of the Electoral Act. Three, that the election was marred by rigging and manipulations. 4, that Inec did not follow its own regulations and guidelines, and that Inec ended up, in fact, violating its own enabling laws and even the Constitution. And to that extent, Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi had argued in their petition that the election was not properly conducted. What was the relief sought? The relief sought was that Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party should be declared winner of that particular election. So INEC now says, look, Labour Party has no case to present, and that's one of the reasons that Mahmoud Essien was pointing out, is that Labour Party did not even have enough polling agents, that there was a shortfall in terms of the polling agents provided in all the 176,846 polling units, that Labour Party didn't live up to expectation by over 41 polling agents, and therefore that the Labour Party cannot complain about representation. And that in any case, Mr. Peter Obi cannot claim to have won that election because INEC points out in its response, he doesn't have 1/4 of the votes in 2/3 of the states, and he did not even get the majority of the votes. So, but it's for the tribunal to look at this response against the petition and the relief sought by the petitioners, in this case Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi. And I refer to the response by the APC. The APC has also responded. And the APC, in their own response, just saying basically that, in fact, Mr. Peter Obi was not even a candidate in that election. And that therefore, he has no grounds to even raise a protest. And their point is that is with reference to Section 77 of the Electoral Act, 77(1)(2)(3), and that Mr. Peter Obi, as of the time he joined the Labour Party on May 27 and became the candidate of that party on May 30, he was still a member of the People's Democratic Party, and that you cannot be in two places at the same time. That would be a violation of Section 77(3) of the Electoral Act, which requires political parties to submit membership register to INEC 30 days before their primaries and conventions. So a technical point there, but again, it's for the tribunal to look at that. APC also argues further that Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party had complained about a certain $460,000 that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu paid in a case of dishonesty in the U.S. District Court. Of course, they dismissed that again. That's fiction. But that's another issue that we argued. Was the candidate within the purview of Section 131, qualified to have been in that election? They will raise all kinds of points about time. They will raise all kinds of points about whether, in fact, an indictment amounts to a conviction. And by time, I'm talking about the 10-year rule, which they also have in certain jurisdictions in the U.S. Finally, the APC, responding to Mr. Peter Obi and Labour Party, says that the PDP was not joined. The PDP and Atiku were not joined in the petition by the Labour Party, and that these are two major parties that could be affected by the outcome. So, two sides of the story. It's now for Labour, for the tribunal to go into the matter, and if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court. But what we will just appeal to all the parties involved is that all of them should be committed to the rule of law, and that the febrile rhetoric that has overtaken the airwaves and the public space, should be toned down, and the leadership of the various political parties should also call their people to order. Because we've seen a lot of, surprising things, shocking things, let me say. Maybe not surprising. Nigerians no longer surprise anybody. They're capable of anything. Because even this morning, Mr. Peter Obi, through Dironi Fade, has asked us to issue a statement that when he traveled to London during Easter on Good Friday, that he was more or less detained at the airport because somebody had been using his identity. Okay, and the statement by Dironi Fade pointed out that this is part of the harassment, intimidation that Mr. Peter Obi has been subjected to, including impersonation in the United Kingdom, in a country where he had lived. So he shouldn't, people should not go to extreme situations. And that brings me immediately to Chimamanda, who had intervened when she wrote Nigeria, a Hollow Democracy, a letter to President Joe Biden. She has been called all kinds of names. She has been abused. People have said, oh, she's not. People who cannot even write a paragraph successfully to describe their own identity are saying, oh, she's not a writer. She plagiarized, half of a Yellow Sun. Complete ignorant people who, just because they have the opportunity to be in the public space and access to media platforms, just talk absolute rubbish. So I think what she has done, as a follow-up to that Nigeria, a Hollow Democracy letter that caused so much, reaction, if you like, violence.
My people, now the video now on a new watch finish so. And I see what you happen for inside the video. Alright, my people, I would like to end the video for you. Make sure let me know what you all take for the comment section. And if you never subscribe, make sure subscribe so that you will miss any little gist way I upload. On a bye bye till I come will start. Bye guys, catch my next video. Bye guys.